A typical American healthy breakfast, orange juice, cereal, and toast, adds up to over 120 grams of carbohydrates, more than most adults should eat in an entire day. We ranked 10 healthy breakfast foods by the strength of published research, meta-analyses, and controlled trials at the top, small studies at the bottom. Combined, the evidence behind this list followed over 500,000 people. Every food here is something you can buy this week. Every claim has a source you can check. And the number one food cost less than 30 cents, but a myth kept people from eating it for decades. This is educational content, not medical advice. If you have a health condition, talk to your doctor. Prices are approximate and vary by location. Let's start at number 10. Number 10. Green tea. A 2013 meta-analysis published in Nutrition Research found that regular green tea consumption was associated with reduced LDL cholesterol, the kind most linked to heart disease. Separately, a 2009 meta-analysis in the International Journal of Obesity found that green tea catechins increased energy expenditure and fat oxidation. So why pick green tea over coffee first thing in the morning? Green tea contains an amino acid called L-theanine. Combined with the moderate caffeine, it promotes what researchers describe as calm alertness, your brain producing more alpha waves, which are associated with focused relaxation, not the jittery spike of coffee. Just steady, even energy. You stay sharp without the crash. At 11 a.m., 2 to 3 cups a day, about 10 to 20 cents per cup. Steep for 2 to 3 minutes for maximum catechins. After that, the flavor turns bitter without much extra benefit. Skip the sugar. It defeats the purpose. If you need sweetness, a small squeeze of lemon actually helps your body absorb more of those catechins. And if you're sensitive to caffeine, green tea has roughly a third of what coffee does. Enough to wake you up, not enough to wire you. Even at the bottom of this list, we're talking about a meta-analysis. That's the baseline to make the cut here. But the next food, one that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now, comes with a catch most people miss entirely. Most people eat bananas wrong. That's number 9. Eat one by itself on an empty stomach, and your blood sugar spikes and drops within about 90 minutes. It's a fast ride, and it leaves you hungrier than when you started. But pair that banana with a tablespoon of peanut butter or some Greek yogurt, and the protein and fat slow the absorption down. Same banana, much steadier blood sugar. That's the difference between a snack that crashes you and a breakfast that holds you. According to USDA data, a single medium banana delivers 422 milligrams of potassium, a mineral that helps regulate blood pressure by balancing sodium levels. They're also one of the better natural sources of vitamin B6, which your body uses to produce serotonin and dopamine, neurotransmitters that regulate mood and energy. About 25 cents each. But remember, paired, not solo. That's the rule with this one. The riper the banana, the higher the sugar content. Green-tipped bananas have a lower glycemic response than fully yellow ones. If you work out in the morning, a banana with some protein 30 minutes before is a solid pre-workout combo. The potassium helps prevent cramps, and the quick carbs fuel your session. And that idea that how you eat something matters as much as what you eat is exactly what makes number 8 so interesting. Almost everyone buys it. Almost no one buys the right version. Here's a food that belongs on this list, but only if you're buying the real thing. Number 8. Whole grain bread. A 2016 meta-analysis in the BMJ reviewed 45 studies and found that consuming about 90 grams of whole grains daily, roughly 3 servings, was associated with a 22% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. That's strong data across a large body of research. But here's where most people get tripped up. Next time you're in the bread aisle, pick up that whole wheat loaf and flip it over. Look at the first ingredient. If it says enriched flour, that means they stripped the wheat of its fiber and nutrients, then added synthetic vitamins back in. That's not whole wheat. That's white bread in a brown wrapper. Same bread, same spike. Real whole grain bread lists whole grains or sprouted grains as the first ingredient. You want at least 3 grams of fiber per slice and no added sugar in the first 5 ingredients. At Walmart and Aldi, you can find options like this for under $5 a loaf. Some stores carry sprouted grain bread in the freezer section. Those tend to have the cleanest ingredient lists. Your checklist. First ingredient is whole grain or sprouted grain. 3 grams of fiber minimum. No added sugar near the top. Takes 5 seconds to check. Now, from something most people get wrong to a food most people never think about at breakfast. And for anyone over 50, this next one deserves your attention. If there's an underrated breakfast food on this list, it's number 7, cottage cheese. About 12 grams of protein per 100 grams, and it's a specific kind of protein called casein. Casein digests slowly, releasing amino acids into your bloodstream over several hours instead of all at once. Think of it as a timed-release protein delivery system. Why does that matter? A 2017 study from Maastricht University found that casein protein improved overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. The mechanism, slow, sustained amino acid delivery, applies whenever you eat it, including breakfast. And here's the part that matters if you're over 50. Your muscles get worse at using protein as you age. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. That means every gram of protein counts more, not less. Cottage cheese delivers a slow, steady stream of amino acids, exactly what aging muscles need. If you're concerned about muscle preservation specifically, a dietitian can dial in the right amount for your situation. About 60 to 80 cents per serving. Plain, full fat, or 2% works best. Watch the sodium on the label if blood pressure is a concern. You can eat it straight, blend it into a smoothie, or use it as a base with fruit and honey on top. It's more versatile than most people give it credit for. Cheap. Underrated, backed by clinical data, and the next entry packs even more into an even smaller package. 1 handful, that's all it takes for number 6, nuts and seeds, specifically walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. A 2019 meta-analysis reviewing 30 prospective studies and over 819,000 participants found that eating 1 daily handful of nuts, about 28 grams or 1 ounce, was associated with a 21% lower risk of cardiovascular disease. 819,000 people. That's not a small signal. Let's break down the 3 worth focusing on. Walnuts have the highest plant-based omega-3 content of any nut, the kind your brain uses for everything from memory to mood. Chia seeds deliver about 5 grams of fiber per tablespoon, more fiber per bite than almost anything else you could eat. Flax seeds bring lignans, a type of antioxidant, plus additional omega-3s. And the cost? A 1-ounce serving of walnuts runs about 30 cents. A tablespoon of chia seeds, roughly 15 cents. You're getting omega-3s, fiber, and antioxidants for less than 50 cents total. Compare that to any supplement stack claiming the same benefits. You'd spend 10 times that amount. 1 small handful a day. Sprinkle on yogurt, on oatmeal, or eat plain. Buy in bulk. It's cheaper. And store them in your fridge or freezer to prevent the oils from going rancid. The best breakfast for health doesn't mean the most expensive. The pattern so far should tell you that. But starting with number 5, the evidence jumps to another level. 2 studies, 2 organs, 1 food. That's the case for number 5, avocado. First, a 2021 randomized controlled trial from the University of Illinois followed 163 adults for 12 weeks. Those who ate avocado daily showed increased gut microbiome diversity compared to the control group. That's an RCT, the gold standard, not just observational data. Second, a 2022 study from Harvard tracked over 110,000 people across 2 large cohorts for 30 years. They found that eating 2 or more servings of avocado per week was associated with a 16% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and a 21% lower risk of coronary heart disease. Your gut, your heart. Same food, 2 different research teams, same conclusion. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind linked to heart health, and they actually contain more potassium per serving than bananas. But here's the nuance. A whole avocado has roughly 200 to 250 calories depending on size. That's fine if it replaces something else on your plate. Not as fine if you're adding it on top of everything without adjusting. Half is plenty for most breakfasts. Half an avocado on toast with an egg, which is coming up later on this list, gives you healthy fat, protein, and fiber in one meal. About $1 to $1.50 per avocado. Buy them firm, let them ripen at home, and they'll last longer. If you only use half, leave the pit in the other half, wrap it tight, and refrigerate. It'll keep for another day. At that price, you're getting 2 breakfasts from 1 avocado. We're 6 foods in, and the top 4 have the strongest evidence on this entire list. Number 4 might also be the most delicious, and the brain data behind it is something else. If your brain could pick one food from this list, it would probably pick number 4, berries. And we're focusing on blueberries because that's where the strongest evidence sits. A study published in the Annals of Neurology in 2012 followed roughly 16,000 women from the Nurses' Health Study for over 20 years. Those who ate the most berries showed slower cognitive decline by up to 2.5 years. Think about that. 2.5 extra years of sharp thinking associated with a food that costs a few dollars a pound. Separately, a 2020 study published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that daily wild blueberry consumption improved vascular function and reduced systolic blood pressure in healthy adults. What makes blueberries special is a group of compounds called anthocyanins. They're what give blueberries their color. Among fruit antioxidants, anthocyanins are some of the strongest, and they do something unusual. They cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they can directly interact with brain cells. Most food compounds can't do that. That's rare. Now, the move that saves you money. Fresh blueberries run $5 to $6 a pound. Frozen, $3 to $4. Nutritionally, they're identical. Frozen berries are picked at peak ripeness and flash frozen. The nutrients lock in. Your freezer aisle is hiding one of the best health bargains in the store. Half a cup to 1 cup daily. Add them to oatmeal, to yogurt, or eat straight from the bag. Blueberries get the spotlight here, but raspberries, strawberries, and blackberries all contain anthocyanins too, just in lower concentrations. Mix them up if you want variety, but if you're picking one, blueberries have the strongest evidence by a wide margin. Notice something? The healthiest breakfast foods aren't exotic or expensive. They've been in the frozen aisle and the bottom shelf the whole time. Number 3 proves that better than anything else on this list, because it's where all of these foods come together. This one isn't just a food, it's a platform. Number 3. Greek yogurt. About 10 grams of protein per 100 grams, nearly double what regular yogurt provides. Research from Tufts University has linked regular yogurt consumption with improved bone density and better cardiometabolic markers. And the probiotics in Greek yogurt support gut microbiome diversity, which affects everything from digestion to immune function. After sleeping all night, your body's been fasting for 7 or 8 hours. It needs amino acids for muscle repair. Greek yogurt delivers complete protein alongside gut-supporting bacteria. 2 things your body wants first thing in the morning. But here's what earns Greek yogurt a top 3 spot. It's the base that ties this whole list together. Take a bowl. Add plain Greek yogurt. Top with frozen blueberries from number 4. Sprinkle in walnuts and chia seeds from number 6. Slice half a banana from number 9 on top. You've just combined 4 entries from this list into one meal. Protein, antioxidants, omega-3s, potassium, probiotics, and fiber. Under $2, under 5 minutes. That's not breakfast. That's a clinical trial in a bowl. One thing to watch, flavored Greek yogurts often pack 15 to 20 grams of added sugar, almost as much as a candy bar. Stick with plain, unsweetened, full fat or 2%. Add your own fruit. You'll cut the sugar and keep everything that matters. 150 to 200 grams per serving. If you're buying in bulk, the large 32-ounce tubs are almost always cheaper per serving than the individual cups, and they last about a week in the fridge once opened. The healthiest breakfast isn't one food, it's the right combination, and Greek yogurt makes that combination effortless. What could possibly beat that? A food with 28 randomized controlled trials behind it, and a price tag that'll make you look twice. 28 randomized controlled trials. That's the evidence behind number 2, oatmeal. A 2014 meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewed all 28 of those trials, involving thousands of participants. The finding? Oat beta-glucan, a type of soluble fiber, at 3 or more grams per day significantly reduces LDL cholesterol. That's the kind most associated with heart disease. Separately, a 2013 study published in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association found that oatmeal increased satiety significantly more than ready-to-eat cereal with the same number of calories. Same calories, completely different effect on hunger. Let me show you why that matters. Picture 2 mornings. Morning 1. You eat a bowl of sugary cereal at 8 a.m. By 8:15, blood sugar climbing fast. By 8:45, your pancreas is flooding insulin to bring it down. By 10 a.m., crash, tired, hungry, reaching for coffee. Sound familiar? Morning 2, same time, a bowl of oatmeal. The beta-glucan forms a gel in your digestive tract. That gel slows everything down. Blood sugar rises gradually. Insulin stays steady. At 10:30, you're still going. No crash, no second coffee. And the cost. A canister of rolled oats, enough for about 30 servings. $5. 15 cents. 28 controlled trials. That's oatmeal. One note worth knowing. Instant oats are more processed and have a higher glycemic response than steel-cut or rolled oats. The difference matters. Go with steel-cut or rolled for the full benefit. And if you have celiac disease, look for certified gluten-free oats. Cross-contamination during processing is a real issue. Half a cup of dry oats. Top with berries and nuts from this list. Total breakfast cost, about 60 cents. For food backed by more controlled trials than most supplements on the market. And if you're short on time in the morning, overnight oats work just as well. Soak rolled oats in yogurt or milk the night before. Add your toppings and grab the jar on your way out. Same nutrition, zero morning effort. So what beat 28 trials, pennies per serving, and one of the strongest evidence bases in nutrition? A food with an even lower price, an even deeper research history, and a myth that scared people away from it for 30 years. For 30 years, the standard advice was simple. Avoid eggs. They're high in cholesterol, bad for your heart. Eat the whites, throw out the yolks. Number 1 on our list is the food that advice got wrong. Then came the data. A 2020 study published in the BMJ analyzed 3 large cohorts totaling roughly 177,000 participants, followed for up to 32 years. The finding? Consuming up to 1 egg per day was not significantly associated with cardiovascular disease risk in most healthy individuals. A separate 2019 meta-analysis reviewing 28 prospective studies found the same pattern. Up to 1 egg per day, no significant increase in heart disease risk for the general population. 30 years of advice. 177,000 people tracked. The data didn't match. So why does this food sit at number 1? Because nothing else on this list combines this much benefit in one package. 6 grams of complete protein per egg. All 9 essential amino acids your body can't make on its own. One of the best natural sources of choline. 147 milligrams per large egg. Choline is essential for brain function, memory, and neurotransmitter production. If you're over 50, choline matters even more. It supports cognitive function, and most Americans don't get enough. 2 eggs in the morning cover roughly half your daily need. Plus vitamin D, which most people are low on, especially during winter months. B12 for energy and nerve function. Selenium for thyroid health. All in one food. All for less than a quarter. And the price is what seals it. A dozen eggs at most grocery stores, roughly $3 to $4. That's about 25 cents per egg. Per gram of protein, around 4 cents. Compare that to a protein bar at $3 for 20 grams, 15 cents per gram. The egg wins on protein, on choline, on vitamin D, and on price. It's not even close. Now, this doesn't mean unlimited eggs for everyone. If you have existing cardiovascular conditions or familial hypercholesterolemia, talk to your doctor about egg consumption specifically. The studies we've discussed apply to most healthy adults, but for the majority of people, eggs are the best supported, most accessible, most affordable healthy breakfast food backed by current evidence. Boiled, scrambled, poached, baked, however you like them. One thing worth noting, how you cook them matters. Frying eggs in a pool of butter adds saturated fat and calories that don't need to be there. Boiling, poaching, or lightly scrambling in a small amount of olive oil gives you all the benefits without the baggage. And hard-boiled eggs keep in the fridge for up to a week. Make a batch on Sunday, grab 2 every morning. That's your fastest, healthy breakfast option. 25 cents, all 9 amino acids, and 30 years of bad advice. Corrected. Did that surprise you, or did you see it coming? Drop your pick for number 1 in the comments. Here's what to do this week. Step 1. Next grocery trip. Grab a dozen eggs, a canister of rolled oats, and a bag of frozen blueberries. Total cost? About $8. That covers your breakfasts for the week. Step 2. Try one swap. Replace your cereal or toast with oatmeal topped with berries and a handful of walnuts. See how your energy feels at 10:30 in the morning. Step 3. Flip over your bread. If the first ingredient is enriched flour, swap it. Look for whole grains first on the list. At least 3 grams of fiber per slice. Remember that 120-gram carb breakfast we started with? Eggs, oatmeal, and berries. All backed by evidence, all under $1 a serving. That's a different morning. Eating well doesn't need to be expensive or complicated. It starts with knowing what the evidence says and making one small swap at a time. If this was helpful, subscribing helps more people find evidence-based breakfast content. Next up, we're ranking the worst breakfast foods most people eat every day. That one might make you rethink your morning routine entirely.